Hello everybody, welcome to Been My Pleasure. My name is JC. My pixelated friend beside me is Michelle Clay. I remembered this time. We are on the third segment of our 3-segment in part series. And today we're going to discuss tips for tips. We're going into the weekend. It's Thursday, going on Friday. This will release on a Friday. So be prepared to watch it and go into work and use her tips to make you tips. All right, so you're going into the weekend and you're wondering what you can do to increase your gratuities and tip out. Michelle, any advice for our viewers
indeed.
at home?
Yes, indeed. First and foremost, my biggest tip that I could possibly give you is to anticipate their needs to a T. See some French fries on the plate? Throw a little ranch on there. Is that a steak? Bring some A1. Butter for your mashed potatoes. They may not have asked for it, but they might realize after they bite into it that that's what they really want. And having it ready not only gives you extra time to take care of your other guests and them, but lets them know that you've been thinking of them, you're already prepared for what they have. Just keep going, anticipate every single time. Bring extra. Napkins, all of it. Second of all,
hold on, may I interject for just a moment?
Indeed, you may.
Speaking of anticipating needs, that's a wonderful one. If somebody has an appetizer that they've ordered, you want to make sure you bring additional small saucers or small plates, whatever they call them in your restaurant concept. If somebody's ordered from the bar a alcoholic beverage, be sure that you also bring them a glass of water so they have something to drink while they're waiting for the bartender to finish the concoction, or after they've finished their cocktail but don't necessarily want another one. If they've ordered, for example, a Bloody Mary, this is a wonderful anticipation need. They've ordered the Bloody Mary, go into your kitchen, grab a small plate, and put some extra celery on there. Bring out some Worcestershire, bring out some extra lemons, limes, as is the case in some recipes that call for it, and bring those to the table and let them know, hey, here's some Worcestershire for you, some extra celery for when your drink is here. Let them know right away that you're already thinking about the things they need for the future. They've ordered ribs, make sure you bring some extra wet naps and napkins, That's an excellent one. Anticipating the needs of your guests goes a long way in them believing that you've provided excellent service, and that will translate into an excellent tip. You had another one. What was number 2?
My other one, which I'm very glad my face is pixelated for because it's the truth, is the fact that sometimes you have to just bump the company rules. You're expected to upsell. It helps your tips, it helps the amount of the bill, and it helps them with the better experience. But you're going to run into people sometimes that find it a little bit rude for you to keep asking, keep trying to push things. So for example, when I suggest a dessert and they say no, I tell them that it's company policy that we have to ask them. That way they understand that I'm just doing my job. Don't hold it against me. I'm not trying to push anything on you. That's just what I'm required to do as a server. They give you more tips because you don't seem like you're a pushy or pressured kind of person. You're just doing it because it's your job to do it.
Yep. May I expand on that?
Indeed.
All right. Your job is to make your guest happy above all else. The corporate experience will tell you the more you sell, the higher your check average is. Therefore, the higher your tip will be because they see you as a percentage of their whole. What I say is flip that. Address your guest and address your guest's needs first. Make the guest want to come back more and more often. Make the guest want to spend more. Maybe next time they come there, they'll want to try a hot apple pie, or whatever your chocolate cake concoction might be. When they come back, then the restaurant will make more money. Let the restaurant be the people who make more money off of your efforts because you're making more money first. Not you make 10%, 15%, or 20, 25% in the case of some people. I don't know about you. But
be nice.
yeah, no, I do routinely get 20, 25% tips, but toot toot. You want to make sure, because I make the guest's experience more pleasurable for them, all right? And you're right. If I, for example, you said something about desserts, I'm required to ask this, all that other stuff. My go-tos are, if there's children at the table, will there be any after dinner meals? Or what do I say? I actually misspelled. Will there be any after dinner TRETs? No. And then the kids are like, what? So they, you do that. Kids can't necessarily catch up all the time. If they're older, they get it. Or you can simply ask, will there be anything for after dinner? And make a notice or a head nod towards the children so you're aware that you're doing your job. They know you're doing your job. It's a restaurant. They came in there to eat, right? They know that you offering dessert is part of the dining experience. And hey, why wouldn't you order dessert how often are you going to go home and bake a chocolate cake, right, and prepare ice cream? When you can just order it there for $7, I think it is, at the concept we worked at. Yeah. So that's anticipating their needs was the one. Number two, I would say put the guest before the corporate. And that might be detrimental. I'm not pixelated. I don't care. I'll have this discussion. I've had this discussion several times. I'm pixelating you because I am worried that your people might find out. But no, it's better that way. And you should be able to say that. And if you're not in the restaurant business to have the best guest experience you can, if you're in the restaurant business to have the best corporate experience you can, fast track yourself into management, see how little money you make there, and see how well you can get up the ladder that way, and maybe you can be a regional person at some point in your life. But the money's not in management, the money's in serving. Yeah. So you want to make sure you put the guests' needs first. That's an excellent one. Do you have any more, Michelle Clay?
You know, honestly, boss, I'm totally good there. I anticipate the guest needs and I put the guests first every single time. I make very good money doing so. Those are the top tips that you can do. You get better at it as you go along. You start to just do it just out of habit. It's a natural thing. And it can be quite fun when you know that you're taking care of a guest. You get a satisfaction that way. So make that money.
Make that money indeed. All right, well, we've got, you know what, I'll cut this one short too. It's holiday season. We're recording this. This is the last time I'm going to see you for a while, so maybe I'll draw it out. We're going to record this before New Year's. This is actually before Christmas we're recording this. By the time you see this, it'll be January. The next major holiday coming up will be
Christmas.
Valentine's Day. Any tips for Valentine's Day money? It's going to be tough. Let me hold on. In the concept she's working in, the people that are going out for dates in the area she works are probably going to be lower income and are splurging to go out on a dinner date at night. I'm sure she's still going to do all the things we just discussed, and I'm sure she's going to do quite well. And there will be people that will provide good gratuities because they will be grateful for the service they provided on their very special date night. Is there anything you can think of that you would recommend to people to do specifically at or about Valentine's Day?
I believe that on Valentine's Day, your biggest thing that you should be prepared for is a lot of public display of affection, which means it actually can be easy for you on that day. It is busy. It's one of the busiest days of the year, but they want a romantic, they're doing it for a reason. It's a very special date night. Give them their space. They'll look at you. They'll call you when they need you. Just anticipate the needs, as we talked about, and give them their space, and you might actually get a pretty good tip. And if you can get Dr. Scholl's for your feet, because they tend to be very long shifts on holidays, you might want to do that because it's going to be a very long, very busy day.
All right. Well, I'll put a link in the description below that you can go get Dr. Scholl's online at Amazon. And I'm sure you can. I think that might have been the first plug anybody's ever put on here, other than the ones that I've been asked to do. And we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'm going to interject it into these first couple sets or not, but somebody down the road wants me to do an energy drink commercial for them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Maybe I'll put it in at the end. Anyways, those are great tips. Thank you very much. My friends, I hope you found those useful. If you'd like to see more tips and advice on our Friday Tips Share, by all means, click on my pixelated friend's face and subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed the tips that you heard tonight and you think they're going to be useful, give us a thumbs up. If you think they were nasty and stupid, and give us a thumbs down. If you're a corporate person who thinks that we should put corporations ahead of people, then you can put a thumbs down. We expect it. Leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Other than that, I think we're all done.
Thanks for your time.
My pleasure. My pleasure. My friends, thank you for joining us. My name is JC. It has been my pleasure.